Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. I hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a good weekend, and welcome to this new Monday update on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update. I wanted to start off with some fundamentals about this week, what to expect, just to get you prepared for the entire week. Obviously, Monday. I'm not certain if it's still true, but Monday has been a bit of a tricky day for Bitcoin in the past month or 2 months or so. But I'm not sure on average if that's still true. I mean, yeah, you can see, Monday is bullish over the last month, but I think over the last 3 months, it's actually a bearish day. So Monday is a bit tricky, and I still think at this point of time, even though my bias on the markets is bullish, right, that is still true, I do still think there's quite a lot of leverage in the markets. I do think the move that we had yesterday looks a little bit like a liquidation spike. So that's a bit of a top signal as well, and then we have some. Did I say that already? We have 2 bearish divergences, right? So the price kept making higher highs, RSI made lower lows, and volume also made lower highs, I should say. So we have technical confirmation for a top. This morning was still quite strong. As you can see, over the course of the Asian session, we actually pushed up. I think that partially has to do with optimism in Japan and the Japanese financial markets. If you take a look at the Nikkei, that's doing absolutely great right here. So that certainly helps. And that's also, later this morning, I'm going to make a video on Jasmine. I think that could be affected by this. But ultimately, if we take a look at the S&P 500, that's bullish as well, but it's relatively stable. Same thing with the volatility index. Volatility index opened slightly higher, but it's also stable. So we had over the course of the start of the Asian session, we tried to push up higher. For me, the main level for Bitcoin to really look at is between 123.6 and 124,000. That's also yesterday what I spoke about. Like, all right, if we're able to reclaim that level, that's great news, and then we can rally up higher. But so far, I am not convinced. And I think that, you know, as long as we are below that general area between 124,000 and 123,000.6, I have to be slightly bearish on the very low time frames here. If you combine that with the fact that we had bearish divergences and with the fact that we had a liquidation spike right here. So I still think for Bitcoin that it's a little bit more likely that we're going to push down lower. Then the first support level is right here around 121,000. As of right now, I'd say that general area is going to hold, right? So maybe we'll spike down a bit lower, but the market is so strong, not only Bitcoin but also the general financial markets, that I don't really see us pushing down into that next support level at 117.5. It is a possibility. You should be aware of that. If you're going to long Bitcoin and your liquidation price is 118,000, I think you're doing something wrong. Right, it is possible, but short term, I'd say it's most likely 121,000, and the area is going to hold. And then from there, we'll see again. If we get a weak reaction, then we can maybe form some sort of a bullish flag and still head for 118 and 117.5 a little bit later. That's a possibility, right? So if we drop down here and we get a weak reaction, something like this, then we could still do something like this, right? Do something like this and then find support and then rally again, right? And then my ultimate next price target would be 129,000. So this is a possibility, but this very much, like what we are going to do, very much depends on what happens after we hit 121,000, which, like I said, given the technical confirmations, and also, I mean, the US government shutdown, the longer that continues, I think the more chance we have that that's actually going to create some bearish momentum. That is still a possibility. Historically, we haven't really seen that, but like I said, I mean, every shutdown is different and things can happen. So those are my thoughts for now. Like I said, I mean, if Bitcoin is able to reclaim $124,000 with volume over the course of the day, I will switch bullish on it, all right? I will do that unapologetically, all right? And I'm still longing altcoins, right? I still think going long on altcoins is the way. But this video is specifically about Bitcoin, and those are my thoughts about Bitcoin. So hopefully it helps, but for now, thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.